made a lot of strides towards, poverty eradication, or at least heading in towards that direction. I mean, the country is doing very well. Um, but I still have no way to prove my numbers. So I'm just proving it based on actions, consistent actions. Because the thing about it, and with this kind of training, is even if you produce one really or two really talented entrepreneurs in the whole country, the country can be saved because these people can build business systems. They can solve problems. They are leaders. They have leadership skills. They could sell. They could create income out of nowhere. Right? That's what we teach. But we have trained thousands of people like that. So I don't I don't take credit for what you see around you, Trinidad and Tobago. The country's doing very well. Kamala's now my fifth prime minister. Does she know about cash flow? Hell yeah. Do people in both parties know about cash flow? Hell yeah. Do I train people from both parties? Yes. Do I train politicians' families? Yes. Do I train 1%, the kids of 1%? Yes. I have been doing so for a long time. Um, you know, does my program work really fast? Yes. That's why we're so confident. And on a public forum, we openly say that most likely this is going to eradicate world poverty. All I need to do after I have, get resources as I grow as a company, I'm going to apply AI because my whole bit is to prove this system to work in three small countries. That's Trinidad and Tobago, which by the way is really small, Guyana, and Suriname. That's actually four countries. By the way, three countries: Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Suriname. Right? The largest, well, the country with the largest population by far, those three or four countries, if you is Trinidad, and the country we're in. That's a country where we have the most influence, which is amazing. Remax is also in Suriname and in Guyana. In fact, we're very close to the Remax team in Guyana. We have a WhatsApp group with them. We could do a lot more business, but there's a lot of business coming. One of the agents from Remax in Guyana, he was actually trying to help me get Long Circular Mall sold. He had a couple of potential buyers for Long Circular Mall. So, he might actually come across to Trinidad later on this year to do some more business. Because what Trinidadians don't know, because everybody gets excited about Guyana. Guyana is the fastest growing economy in the world, right? Fastest by far. There's no, it's crazy how fast Guyana is growing. But what I try to tell Trinbagonians is the people who are doing the deals in Guyana are trainees. We are all in Guyana, right? I have tons of Cash Account members in Guyana right now, looking for office spaces, doing business, closing deals, selling real estate, getting contracts. I have a lot of friends and acquaintances in the energy sector in both Guyana and in Trinidad. I am from the energy sector in South Trinidad. I think that's why you see a lot of posts on social media. Even though I'm an entrepreneur, I have a lot of posts from the energy sector because that's what powers our economy. And if you do a business in the energy sector, you would understand what is really going on, right? That is mad money, right? So that's sweet. This country has a lot of money. And when you get into the real estate business, whether you become a developer or real estate investor, or even you go into sales, real estate sales, we actually have, I'll be honest with you guys, we have a therapist, and I can actually show you his room. His room is like two rooms down from my room. We have two therapists working here. One is here mostly with private clients, and the other one comes on weekends. Why do we have therapists working in a real estate brokerage? Why? Because the money, the money. Some people cannot handle that kind of money. So we make sure we go out of our way to train people in cash flow so that they can handle dealing with a lot of money, right? And also dealing with the attention that sales and real estate sales gives you. Um, it could, in the past, we have had agents that went a little crazy. It's actually a normal thing, right? Um, so you have to, so we started working with a lot of therapists. We do a lot of personal development because it's, we do this holistic approach, right? But somewhere along the line, you need to sharpen your mental facilities, right? Now we make you smart and everything, but somewhere along the line, the stress of sales or the attention it gives you. Remember, your face is everywhere. People recognize you in the grocery store. Rich people call you all the time because they see your signage up. You might get an island for sale where the commission is 6 million TT, and you might actually have a potential buyer, and you have to stay calm and cool all this time. And then we have weird rules at Remax, at our Remax, I should say, that and Cashflow Club, we have weird rules like um, no luxury cars. No luxury cars. Now, in cash flow club, you can buy luxury cars and stuff, but if you're working at Remax, right? If you're working at our Remax, the other Remax is on the front, right? But our Remax, we're different because of cash flow. We have a very strict rule: no luxury cars, right? Our clients can drive those luxury cars, but if you're an agent and you want to buy a luxury car, leave it at home. Cover it up and leave it at home, right? Keep a low profile in business. In our world, you drive Japanese foreign use. You keep a low profile so you can make as much money as possible safely. You keep your income over 100,000 a month, TT, right? That's the reality of real estate, by the way. Keep your income high, keep your expenses low, right? You drill cash flow over and over so those money making skills are very sharp, right? We have cash flow literally every Sunday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., right? In fact, this Sunday we have a new cycle starting. And at those cash flow sessions, we don't look at resumes. We don't care about your past working experience or if you have no experience at all we don't look at resumes. I'm a CEO of a fast growing company in Trinidad and Tobago, and I'm openly telling you, we do not look at resumes. It don't make sense. Resumes are for the other business owners out there. We look at your performance at cash flow. We want to see your strengths and weaknesses while stimulating business and real estate sales. When in a simulation, even if you try to be under your best behavior, your true personality comes out because you're dealing with money. It's fake money, but you're still dealing with money. So your true personality comes out. So we will see your strengths, we will see your weaknesses, we would know if you're lazy, we would know if you're sharp, we can see how we can work with you to make you better in sales, right? So that's why a lot of people don't get rejected. You know what keeps some people from joining Remax? It's not skill, it's actually their time availability. If they don't have the time to learn real estate and to do real estate doings, that's literally the only reason why a lot of people don't join Remax that are from Cashflow Club. That's how good the training is. If I train an 18-year-old kid that just finished CXC, I might hire him if he performs well at Cashflow. And you know why? Because even though the Remax franchise told me very sternly that I cannot hire people, I can't hire agents without vehicles. I can't hire agents without cars. Well, we're in 2026. I don't know if you guys have noticed my e-scooter, right? My e-scooter that has a 40-kilometer range. In essence, I can hire younger agents now in an era where social media plays a bigger part of our lives. It plays a bigger part in us selling property and selling businesses and making money. As a sales trainer, over the years of training people in sales, somewhere along 2018, 2019, there was a significant change in the insurance industry and in the sales environment overall. The salespeople that didn't learn social media started getting left behind. Let me repeat that. The salespeople throughout all industries, not just insurance, because insurance is what I had my eyes on at the time, they started making less sales because the ones who were strong in social media started going up in sales, right? We noticed that trend in 2018. So at the time when I was looking to hire people for Remax, I started going to the insurance industry to find agents that were highly trained and had good experience in insurance sales, hire them and bring them into Remax because their sales were dropping. And I was the only one teaching people how to use social media as a sales trainer. Now, fast forward 2026, the trend is here again. And that new trend is AI. So what we're starting to see right now, right now, not 3 months ago, not 6 months ago. Now, what we're seeing now is agents that know AI and how to use it effectively are the ones that are now starting to forge ahead in terms of sales. And the ones that are not strong in AI and are not strong in social media and are not learning those things or making it their duty to learn those things are starting to fall behind. Right? This is a trend. And this looks like a trend that's going to continue and get incrementally worse, better, however you like to see it. Now, me personally, as an entrepreneur, I'm 45 years old, so I could have gotten left behind by technology. Right? I mean, I was getting left behind by AI, I must admit. But damn, I got ChatGPT recently, and I started using that mother. Man, mind blowing. Now,
ChatGPT
it's
is the
one,
best.
well, depending on what you need. Now, some of my agents that I talk to, some of them use Claude. Some other
Mm-hmm.
agents use Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
But I use ChatGPT for now actually. But there are a lot more
But
AIs
if
coming
you're
out.
using all three, that could use effectively in business sales, like how I just use all three to promote my business along with social media.
The more AI you use, the better. Well, at least for
Okay.
now, until they start becoming more specialized. And I think that's, well, we have to keep our eyes on it now because there's a very big chance that the United States government might nationalize all AI companies in the United States. That's that was something that was mentioned today. today, like about 3 hours ago. And I saw the news where Donald Trump mentioned it, and I nearly my pants. Because what? Anyway, so this is the new world we live in. AI is forging ahead, and we as human beings, we get to keep up with this technology. Now, another thing that happened recently is an AI company just recently bought Remax, the Remax International brand, right? So we have no choice but to monetize. So I haven't been able to start teaching people AI yet because I'm still learning, but I'm using it increasingly more and more every single day. And again, the trend is there. The agents that are using AI more and more are starting to forge ahead. So the trick is to use the combination of AI with social media, and that kind of thing. The next question you have to ask is, what what are you going to use AI for? No, that is where it's at. Because when the internet came out, yes, everybody thought in the early days of the internet, we're gonna use this to make money and get rich. Everybody's gonna be rich. But it depends on what you're using it for. If you're using the internet to pick up girls, you're not gonna get rich. If you're using the internet to look for things to buy, like to shop, you're not gonna get rich. If you spend time with an entrepreneur, right? If you sit down with me and you see how I use ChatGPT or any other AI platform, even though I'm not knowledgeable in AI, what's really important is how I use it and what I use it for, right? I'll give you an example of what I use it for recently. Now, as an entrepreneur, when I'm looking at a business idea or a business opportunity, I'll take my time, do my research, talk to people, that's part of research. I might do a SWOT analysis, which is strengths and weaknesses and opportunities
Opportunities
and
and
threats.
threats.
I would look at the market, I'll do research, I'll do a business plan, all that stuff, right? Here's this. That might take me about 2 to 3 weeks of intense work, right? ChatGPT would take that whole process, right? Now, I don't have to type anything. I would just go on ChatGPT, and basically talk to ChatGPT and say, well, I'm looking for a money-making opportunity in real estate where I can, use social media, make more money with rentals and increase my income, da 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 da. And I just talk, 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 talk. And ChatGPT, like I is like the greatest board of directors of ever. I don't have a board of directors right now, right? Which is insanely stupid in business, by the way. You're not supposed to do that. But I'm doing it, and I'm not gonna do I don't think I'm gonna do a board of directors anytime soon because AI just replaced my advisory board. The kind of advice and detail and ability AI gives every human being, you need to spend time as an entrepreneur like me doing using AI. You need to see how it's done and the kind of conversations I have with AI, the kind of breakdown. I don't even know prompts and stuff as yet. I haven't started. I mean, I started trying to like research it and stuff, but really and truly, guys, you just have to talk to AI and then refine what you tell them over time. And that thing thinks. It figures you out. I mean, you literally, oh my gosh, you have to be an excellent entrepreneur using ChatGPT, and it will change your life. And you'll start seeing this world as a world of opportunity instead of a world of just paying bills. Some people are just working a job just to pay bills, right? If you if you experience what we're experiencing now in real estate and using AI and using social media, you are probably eventually going to go into other lines of businesses in the real estate industry to increase your sources of income. The opportunity that ChatGPT found for me was Airbnb, and it designed me a brand. It put the entire deal together. It figured out that I'm part of Remax. It helped. It showed me how I can utilize the Remax network to do Airbnb, how much money I'll make, the full breakdown, what kind of properties to choose for it. I this thing figured me out and said, Raj, hear this. You are onto a huge opportunity. Is AI talking to me? You are onto a huge opportunity. And it broke down the whole thing. It was the Albert Einstein of business. And I have access to this monster genius at all times. This is free, by the way. This is not using money to pay for a service. I have ChatGPT on my phone. I haven't paid for ChatGPT to design flyers for me or anything of the sort. I haven't reached to that stage as yet. Right now, I'm still in shock with the capabilities I suddenly have. And now I can't wait to teach it to the new members of Cashflow Club that are starting this Sunday. Because that's actually the whole purpose of Cashflow. It's an exchange of constant ideas. And you're being bombarded with several different techniques to make more money and increase your source of income and increase your income. Right? It's not about greed. It's about education that's not in the education system. They don't teach you how to become a rich person in the education system because our education system was designed to produce employees. It wasn't designed to produce entrepreneurs and investors. My Cashflow program is designed to produce entrepreneurs and investors. We're very focused on that. If you join Remax and you become an agent, right, and you master sales and you make plenty money, that's not the final step. We want you to continue your education and to eventually become a business owner. You should become a broker and use $1 million in we will teach you how to invest in real estate. We'll teach you how to sell. We'll teach you how to deal with people. We will teach you how to use your money to grow your wealth. We will teach you to invest in stocks. In fact, that's what this current online session is about. This online session today is not about real estate, even though that's, I'm Remax, right? But this session is about paper and digital assets. The first speaker we have today is Mark Manmohan, right? And he's going to focus on cryptocurrency and how to make money from it. Now, I personally don't know anything about cryptocurrency, right? So I have my paper and my pen, and I'm going to take a lot of notes. I know you all think, no, 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 no. I'm not an expert. I don't know nothing about cryptocurrency. But Mark Manmohan, he's an expert in it. And in addition to that, Mark Manmohan has a whole group within Cashflow Club that's focused on cryptocurrency. So they occasionally have meetings and that kind of thing. We allow them to use our office here at Remax and Cashflow Club to do their meetings and that kind of thing and do their stuff. A couple of Remax agents are doing cryptocurrency with them, right? So that'll be an interesting session. So he'll go on for about from 6:30 to 7 o'clock and take question and answers and stuff. And then around 7 o'clock, we're going to bring on Yuri Dixon. And Yuri Dixon is going to focus on the local stock market, how to invest or how to trade in the local stock market and that kind of thing. And of late, recently, we have a new IPO in the Trinidad and Tobago Stock Exchange. So Yuri can tell you more about it when he does his talk on the local stock market. Because, guys, the local stock market is something that you should know about as an entrepreneur or as an investor, because that's an avenue where you could actually raise capital, right? So, you know, hopefully you stick around and attend Cashflow on Sunday and that kind of thing. You probably noticed by now we don't just focus on real estate. We actually, funny enough, we actually focus on business. I'm an entrepreneur. In fact, I'm an entrepreneur. I do startups occasionally, but I mostly invest in franchises like Remax. Franchises. And this is not the first franchise I purchased. This is actually the, okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my fifth franchise. This is my fifth franchise. No, yeah, my fifth franchise. Right? How much franchises do I currently own? 1, 2. Two franchises. Cashflow Club is actually a franchise, or was a franchise. That's why I say 4 or 5, because Cashflow is no longer a franchise. It was a franchise. Cashflow is one, and Remax is another. I lost the franchise recently, as in during COVID, I got censored and I got removed from being able to run my franchise. That's the Mad Science franchise. And that is because I taught science for over a decade using the same techniques from Cashflow Club when the country was short of engineers, scientists, and doctors. Around 2011, 2012. And we reversed that trend in like a decade because we trained thousands of kids with that Mad Science program. Now, I had to speak out on the vaccines during COVID, which is why I got censored, so I have no regrets. But I have a really good attorney, so most likely I'm going to, sue Facebook and sue, I don't know, probably the government, I don't know. Whoever censored me gonna get sued. Because I need to make back the money to pay my investors and to, possibly buy a new franchise, a new Mad Science franchise. That might be later on, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys take lots of notes in this program. And I'm going to take notes as well. So, one last thing before I bring on Mark Manmohan, because I see him waiting there. And even though Yuri is not here, Yuri is actually in the other room right now, right, preparing for his presentation. So before Mark starts, I'll let you know. This coming Sunday we have a new cycle of cash flow starting. In the chat, I'll put the Google form in the chat. So if you're interested in signing up for Cashflow, you can leave a name and that kind of thing and all the information, and we'll get back to you. So it starts this coming Sunday, the 14th of June. And anybody who wants to get into real estate sales or get into business or anything of the sort, it's a good course to do. It's only $1,000, and we have payment plans, right? We try our best to hire the top performers of Cashflow. It's a very addictive, gamified session. It's games mostly. And we also do interactive sales training as well. So when you leave a Cashflow session, you leave with actual skills, marketable skills that we agree know how. So if you perform well at Cashflow, I'll be one of the people be like, yo, what's up, Alan? You wanna join? You wanna join Max? I mean, you're doing well at Cashflow. It don't make sense doing so well at Cashflow when all those book prizes, getting a picture up on Facebook and stuff, right? And just running one or two businesses. Come on, you could do a third. Join Remax part time and run your businesses full time and work your way, right? Make your money. Easy as that. I would beg people who perform well at Cashflow to join Remax, right? If you're one of those that come Cashflow often, and because you love the game or you love business or you're passionate about investing or whatever, people have different reasons. Or probably you experience poverty once in a life and you never want to experience that again. That's my motivation as well. I experienced poverty at one point in time. I never want to experience that again. So I just go Cashflow every Sunday, even during Christmas and Carnival. That's how important it is. If you keep on attending Cashflow, your skill level is going to be sky high. So that's marketable, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to learn about cryptocurrency. So, my first speaker here today is a personal friend of mine and a member of Cash Up since 2007. He's an old fogey, old like a road. Mark Manmohan was present at our first ever large Cash Flow Club session. The Cash Flow Club session where we had more than one table. And that was in 2007, done at Dale Carnegie on Edward Street, Port of Spain. So I got to see. Sorry, Cole. I got
Recording
to see
in progress.
I got to see Mark develop as an entrepreneur all through the years, and now he's doing cryptocurrency. So without further ado, I'm gonna let Mark Manmohan take it away. Go for it, Mark.
Awesome, awesome. Good night, everyone. If you can hear me clearly, just type a 1 in the chat. I just want to make sure my audio is coming through clearly before I get started.
Clearly.
Right. And if you could just type a 1 in the chat, and if I can ask everyone, please to mute their mics, I'd really appreciate it. Awesome. Really appreciate. Thanks, Roger. Thanks, Gabby. Thanks, Kish, Anna, Stefan, Vasco. Really, really appreciate it, guys. Roger Moore, boy, you played a major, major role in me getting to where I am today. I want to trade right back to you guys. The Cashflow Club, definitely worth the investment. Highly encourage it. It's a one-time payment, and you get to attend for the rest of your life, right? And that game, my goal is to achieve that game in real life. So guys, get some information. Get back to who invited you today to get more info. And I highly encourage you. I also took part in the Cashflow Club and in the sales training. Now, I only have half an hour, so let me see how best I can do this in time that I have. If you can see my screen, just type a 2 in the chat. Just type a 2 in the chat. No need to unmute at this time. So let me know if you can see my right. Thanks, Vasco. Technology is great once it works, right? So welcome to our presentation on basic cryptocurrency awareness. Very, very basic. Please limit all distractions. This is a snippet of a workshop, as Roger Moore mentioned prior, of the professional networkers community. I'm trying to do it in a short space of time, pique your curiosity, maybe answer some questions at the end. But a little bit about myself, right? I came from a small family. My mom, my dad, my sister, that's my dad and sister at the top there. got married to my beautiful wife, Maurice, in August 2020. I am a biomedical technician by profession. I am a Christian by confession, and helping people is truly my passion. So much so that my personal motto is life is simple, fall in love, and share. And a little bit about my story. I took the Cashflow Club in 2018, officially, but as Roger said, I was there in the earlies, right? In 2019, I did the Sales Academy course. I am a certified John Maxwell coach. I trained with 2 insurance companies, but I never sold insurance actually, right? So I have a nice, interesting background. I did the Rich Dad coaching internationally as well. And 2004 is where I really started my entrepreneurial journey. And I really achieved success to get out of the rat race in 2009. I was earning, my business partner and I were earning about 5,000 US per month. Our biggest month was 15,000 US. I tasted success. I foolishly left my job. I did not invest properly in fixed assets, Roger. I made a mistake. And I had to come and get back a job. But I tasted the benefit of financial success, financial freedom, and that you could really get out of the rat race. But lately, I decided I got involved in cryptocurrency around 2018, and I realized there was a need in the marketplace for people to be educated about cryptocurrency. So I partnered, Roger taught us about partnering. I partnered with Michael Aman, who is one of the top crypto enthusiasts and experts in Trinidad and Tobago, in my opinion. And we started to offer crypto workshops. This is Roger Moore's place. As he said earlier, he allowed us to use his place. This is the class. We had teenagers, we had adults, we used the cash flow game. There was Michael Aman educating the class at our crypto workshop. This is one of our recent clients. We gave her a personal one-on-one. She found it very honest, informative, and very highly supportive, but highly technical, but we were able to simplify it. Right? The only problem she had, as most people do, was just too much information. So today, what we want to do is to take this huge workshop and just break it down, just some salient points in about 20 minutes, and then open the floor, because I'm sure we have a lot of questions. We're going to cover what is cryptocurrency, a bit about its history, how it has developed, legality in Trinidad and Tobago, and how some people are using it to diversify their portfolio as well. So quick legal disclaimer, this presentation is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice, all right? Please consult an expert before investing any of your hard-earned money. Trust me, investing is great, has high potential, but also has high risk, whether it's crypto or otherwise, all right? Only invest what you can afford to lose. And remember, cryptocurrency is at the experimental and developmental stages, all right? And always remember, and I love to talk about risk management, always remember, higher the returns, the higher the risk. No return is guaranteed with any high-risk investment. In fact, I went to Home Mortgage Bank, TTMB, recently, and with their higher potential earning one, there's no guarantees. That's just how it is, all right? Only invest what you can afford to lose. Trust me, I can spend a lot of minutes talking about this. I heard these stories. Please stick to this golden rule if you're getting involved in cryptocurrency. I'm getting a feedback. I don't know if one of the co-hosts kind of assists me. I think it's, let me see. I'm getting a, let me see if we can mute somebody's mic.
I'll fix this. Sorry.
All right, thank you.
And I think we have a responsibility.
All right.
High five.
Yeah, thank you very much. All right. Awesome. Right, so let's jump right into it. What is cryptocurrency? Well, before I talk about it, and I really want to acknowledge Stefan Mondesir. I think he's in the house. He's the one who really got me started off in cryptocurrency and bringing out the education and the teaching in me. But before we talk about crypto, let's talk about money. Money is generally accepted as a medium of exchange to pay for goods and services. That is what money is, right? And let's look at the, sorry, I thought I had a slide here, but let me just bring it up. Let's look at the evolution of money. It started off with bartering, then precious metals, then they invented paper, a big breakthrough in technology called the printing press. Then we went to plastic cards like credit cards, then electronic money like PayPal, And now we have digital. So we move from metal to paper to electronic to digital currency. So cryptocurrency is basically digital currency, and it operates on a technology called blockchain. All right. I just want to keep it very simple. So you may have heard terms like Bitcoin, which was the first crypto, Ethereum, BNB, and XRP. What crypto allows people to do is to transfer value globally without needing a bank as a middleman or Western Union or anything like that. That is one of the powerful things about cryptocurrency. Something I think a lot of people don't know. There are basically two types of cryptocurrencies. There are stable coins, and these are cryptocurrencies that do not fluctuate in value. They are more or less on par 1-to-1 with the US dollar. That's one type. And then there's a second type called volatile coins. And these fluctuate in value. So it gives you a potential to actually make a capital gain and make a profit. But also bear in mind, you can make a loss as well. So there are two types of cryptos. Now, I mentioned earlier about the technology called blockchain. So, Roger, I know you started learning about AI. I encourage you to learn about blockchain because blockchain is going to revolutionize the world. But blockchain is really a method of recording transactions on the internet, just to keep it very, very simple. And the thing about blockchain, it is extremely difficult to alter, and it is very transparent for the public to see. You could go on this blockchain right now and see the first set of movements of Bitcoin on the blockchain. I want to keep it simple, so I wouldn't go any more into that other than to encourage you to do some research on the technology behind cryptocurrency, which is called blockchain. Because of the power of blockchain, we could see it happening, coming into play into inventory and supply chain management, into banking, into real estate, Roger, for Remax. Deeds could now be on the blockchain. No more forging of deeds. Remittances on the blockchain. Voting, no more voter pardon, right? Funding Forex accounts could be done via the blockchain. Having a digital identity to reduce identity theft. So I want you to appreciate that cryptocurrency and blockchain is not just about making money. It's an actual technology that could impact our lives. Now, why was cryptocurrency created? Basically, to keep it real simple, they were looking for a way to bypass the banks, bypass the system. As Roger Moore said earlier, to teach us, education doesn't teach us everything about life. So somebody, we don't even know who it was, he calls himself Satoshi Nakamoto, created this cryptocurrency called Bitcoin in order to allow transfer of value across the world without going through a centralized institution. And the whole goal is to create something that is accessible to everyone, transparent, open 24/7, operates faster and cheaper as well. Just to show you a little bit how crypto has grown, from 2010, Bitcoin started for less than $1. And now it has reached, well, the highest it ever reached was $125,000. Think about that. What other asset could you have bought in 2010 that would have grown so high? Now, it gets us excited, but always remember, past performance does not guarantee future results, right? So this is what I just talked about just now, showing you on a graph. You could check it on the internet, where Bitcoin started off very cheap and went up to $125,000. Yeah? I would encourage those of you who are not new to crypto. There are thousands of cryptocurrencies. Go on a website called, I just posted in the Zoom chat there. Go on a website called www.coinmarketcap.com. You could do some homework and you could go there and play around and see the different, all the different cryptos that are out there. Coinmarketcap.com. I want to talk a little bit about risk management. This is Warren Buffett. He said, risk comes from not knowing what you are doing. And that's why I want to commend you all for taking the time, and commend Roger Moore for educating us to bring awareness as to what is going on with this thing called crypto. So I want you to understand there are different types of risks, and you need to consider that with any investment, including cryptocurrency. All right? So cryptocurrency is not a replacement to your financial portfolio. You have your annuities, you may have gold and silver. Roger Moore talks about that. You may invest in businesses, but you could diversify with cryptocurrency. but educate yourself first. I will highly recommend, and I'm not a financial advisor, ensure you have an emergency fund in place first before you get involved in crypto. And as we always say, only invest what you can afford to lose and start small. Start small, diversify, and learn. And Roger Moore taught us that the best way to learn is to jump in and simulate, but start small because scams are in abundance. So always do your due diligence, practice risk management, and network with individuals that you know, you like, and you trust, like whoever invited you here this afternoon. So what's happening globally with cryptocurrency around the world? In Germany, travelers could pay with cryptocurrency for goods and services. I remember a lady telling me in Trinidad, she sends crypto to her aunt in Germany to buy pharmaceutical drugs for her. El Salvador, Bitcoin is now legal tender. Bitcoin was the first crypto, and it is now legal tender in El Salvador since 2021. The United States government has established a strategic cryptocurrency reserve, right? Imagine the US government, guys, is stocking up on crypto. So for the very least, we should educate ourselves. BlackRock, one of the world's largest asset managers, they were speaking against cryptocurrency in the earlies, and now look at them. They hold crypto assets totaling $77.6 billion. Yeah, with the lion's share being in Bitcoin. Dominica has made Tron, which is one type of cryptocurrency, legal tender. Right here home in Trinidad and Tobago, the government brought out a law in 2026. They are stating that we now are officially legal for individuals to buy, hold, invest, spend, and sell crypto. You could do whatever you want with crypto. But if you want to buy and sell crypto as a business, you must be approved by the government. And right now we have 8 people approved. They are called VASPs, or Virtual Asset Service Providers, that can legally sell and buy crypto. So no longer you have to be hiding in shade and wondering if you're doing something wrong. These people have been approved by the government of Trinidad and Tobago, and one of them actually has crypto ATMs around the country. Right, this is me posing my one here. We have one in San Fernando, Chaguanas, and Piaco, a Bitcoin ATM. You put $100 bill inside, and Bitcoin shoots to your phone, and vice versa. You send Bitcoin from your phone to the machine, and $100 spits out. I tested it out myself. This is another approved person by the government of Trinidad and Tobago. They operated online banking, so you could transfer TT dollars to them, and they will transfer crypto to you. Also, you could get a Visa debit card for cryptocurrency. One of the most popular ones is RedoPay. So you could put crypto on your card and shop at Massy, on Amazon, anywhere that Visa is accepted. Plus, you could actually go on a website similar to Amazon called bitrefill.com and just use crypto to buy products and services. I used to buy phone cards on Bitrefill to top up my Digicel phone, right? That's bitrefill.com. Bitrefill.com. And those of you who love to travel, there's a website called travala.com. You can go and buy your traveling products or to travel and stuff using cryptocurrency. There's no need to exchange it back to the normal money that we all know. In Trinidad and Tobago, because of time, I would not go through it, but there are some merchants who I have made connections with that are willing to provide their products and services for cryptocurrency. All right, this is people on Facebook. You could go and check them out as well. There's a guy I know personally, a caterer, who accepts cryptocurrency for his catering services. All right, how are we going so far? Type a 3 if you're following with me. I know this is the part that everybody's excited about, what people are doing to grow their wealth with crypto. Thanks, Adria. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the engagement. Ian, Roger, Keisha. Roger, I hope you're taking notes, right? So in this section, I'm going to educate you on what some people are doing in this space to help them get out of the rat race. Warren Buffett said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. We call that passive income. But before I jump into it, please, I can't emphasize it enough, the golden rules. Always use funds you can afford to lose, so use a disposable budget. De-risk as soon as possible, and any businessman will tell you that when they're involved in a real estate project, you want to make back your money ASAP. And once you de-risk and you're clear, withdraw periodically, because it is a very high risk space. All right, stick to those rules and you'll be pretty good. And as the Bible says, invest in 7 ventures, yes, and 8, because you don't know what disaster may come upon the land. One of the ways to reduce risk is diversification, right? So any financial planner will tell you that once you're involved in high risk of diversification helps you to minimize risk. So what are some people doing to grow wealth? I'm going to show you some stuff here. Some of them, oh, Keisha said we speed in. I'll try to slow down. They only give me half an hour. I'll try my best. But thanks for the feedback, Keish. I'm going to show you some things that people are doing to grow wealth. Some of them, I just know about them intellectually. Some of them I have personal experience with, and I'll be very transparent with you. The first one is you can apply to be a crypto merchant, as I stated earlier, but the requirements are very steep, but it is a possibility. So way number one that you could make money with cryptocurrency is to become a crypto merchant. Number two, this is the one most people know about. It's called hodling. Hold on for dear life. Basically, it's capital appreciation. What we mean is that you can buy a crypto in hopes that the price will go up, and when it does, you make a profit. So in 2009, Bitcoin was, let me say, 10 cents. And in 2025, it went up to over $100,000. If you held it that long, you could make a decent sum of money. October 2024, XRP was around 59 cents. And then in 2025, it was around $3. This is my personal experience. Roger Moore taught us when you're buying shares to buy 1,000. I kind of look at that with crypto as well. I couldn't afford 1,000 at the time because it's high risk, but I bought a few. Where in October 24, I bought some XRP at 59 cents. And in December 24, I was able to sell at $2. Roger Moore, you hear that? So it has that ability as well with crypto. But again, there's no crystal ball. You study it just like you will study a company before buying stocks. So that's number two. Keisha, I hope I'm going better for you. Number three, mining. That is another way you could earn with cryptocurrency. To keep it simple, you know how gold is? You can either, thanks, Keisha. With gold, you can either buy gold or mine gold. Yeah? Think about how with crypto. You can either buy crypto or mine crypto. That's as simple as it is. If you want to mine cryptocurrency, you don't need a shovel and a pickaxe. You need a high-end computer system, and you could mine cryptocurrency and get it cheaper than buying it. Or you could find out about third-party companies that kind of helps with the mining process, so you do not have to buy the computer. This is one such company I partnered with called WeFi. They are looking to open the first cryptocurrency bank, and you could either buy their crypto for $2 today or mine it for 68 cents. So in December, I bought some coins, 529, and so far through the mining, I have gotten 72 of that 529. So it will take a couple of years, but I will end up getting it much, much cheaper. If you're interested in this, the minimum is 50 USDT to get started with this third-party option. I want to mention something to you. In the cryptocurrency space, as with anything else in life, if you do it by yourself, you know what you're doing. You know there's no scam, there's no risk involved in that regard in terms of trust. Whenever you're going through a third party, there's always a risk. I want you to bear that in mind anytime you see me show a third party option. Number four, staking is another way you can make money with cryptocurrency. And to keep it simple, it's like having a fixed deposit in the bank. So you could open a cryptocurrency app, and you can stake cryptos. You have Ethereum, Solana, different percentages that you can go ahead and stake all on your own. Or there are also third-party options. There's one I'm currently trying out called ByteNex. They've been around since 2016. How they work is you pay an activation fee of 100 USDT, and you choose the years that you want to lock it up for. And let's say the 2-year term, and they pay you $22,000 at the end of the term, right? And you see the different things on the screen there. You could screenshot that. Because of time, I'm just, giving you a little glimpse. Me personally, I have a 2-year and 3-year contract. Full transparency, I only found out about this last year. So none of mine has matured as yet. But I tell myself, hey, you know what? what if, what if? So I just bought 2. All right. Number 5, the 5th way that people make money in cryptocurrency, liquidity pools. You can open your own cryptocurrency account on our website for yourself and get engaged in liquidity pools. But a lot of times it takes a lot of money. So not everybody could do that. So of course, entrepreneurs all around the world, Jamo, there are different companies. This is an experimental company, I would say, because they're having some glitches right now called MiraX. And what they are doing is they are participating in liquidity pools and allowing you to join in with them. And if you lock in your money for a certain amount of time, let's say 1 day, they get 0.4%, 28 days, 24%. What I love about them is it's excellent for newbies because you could start with as little as 10 cents. All right. However, full transparency, they have had some glitches and some people's monies, including mine, has been locked up and we are waiting to hear from them. So again, a reminder of the risk that is involved. Number 6, different way people can make money in cryptocurrency, something called arbitrage. What is arbitrage? In layman's terms, tomatoes don't sell for the same price, let's say in Chagona's market and Sour market, might be a few cents difference. If you could run to one market quickly, buy at one price and run to the next market quickly and sell, you could make a profit. Yeah, Roger, I'll give them my contact info. I'll give them a different number. Yeah, I'll post it at the end of the session. So this is what arbitrage is, but with cryptocurrency. And it is a great way to not just have coins, but to multiply your coins. Yeah. So you think about arbitraging, you need to have a very expensive high-end software, which most people do have. So our community, we found out about another third-party project, which is relatively low to get involved in with XRP. And so far, I've been earning 2% roughly a week with this arbitrage project called Zab Club. All right, so this is a third-party arbitrage project. Another way people are making money with cryptocurrency is something called nodes. So, like, remember we use the term blockchain? So you have different chains and links in the chain. Look at nodes as a link in the middle of the chain. And every time transactions pass through those links, you could earn something. That is what nodes are all about. I know people who I've heard of people have Bitcoin nodes from way back when. And up to today, as transactions happen, they get paid through those nodes. And again, there are third-party companies that are launching different projects. So like this company, Bellator, they are working on a project to allow your point-of-sale terminals, like your Lynx machines, to also accept crypto. I don't know if the project will do well, but if it does, you will get paid for that by purchasing a node. You get paid for that for life. So I bought a small node in March. It was for 100 USDT. And so far, I have gotten 868 cryptocurrency tokens from them. So this is another way. This is just an awareness of different ways people are making money with cryptocurrency. Another one you may have heard about is something called NFT. NFT, non-fungible tokens. Yeah? And NFTs are like digital art that people have and could sell. This is amazing. People selling digital art and actually buying it. Just like how we had collectible cards when we were young children, they now have it with cryptocurrencies. That you can buy an NFT and somebody likes it and you could make a profit and sell it to them. Again, no guarantees. All right, it's like a collectible item. Right? One that I recently heard about, but I have not engaged in for personal reasons and beliefs, is something called prediction markets. So if you know of people who like they go horse racing and they do betting on horse racing, which horse will win, or sports, there's this horse racing, and you're betting what will win and they put money on the table, they have that in the cryptocurrency space. So you say, who will win the election? You could bid using cryptocurrency, and if you are correct, you can make money. I recently found out about that. It's called prediction markets. Last but not least, Roger, I know you told me half an hour. I know my time is tight, but I just want to wrap up with this one here, Forex trading. What I love about what I'm going to show you here is that, in my opinion, out of everything I've shown you, this is one of the most scam-free, least risk out of all the high risk is Forex trading because it's been around for so long and you are in control of your own money. What is Forex? Very simply, is the exchanging of one currency for another. So if you use TT to buy US, That right there is you engaging in Forex trading. Now, you could learn to be a Forex trader, but it's a skill that takes a while to develop. Not everyone is good at it. But if that is you, you could screenshot this guy. I know him personally, and you could take part of his classes, and he would teach you how to become a Forex trader, right? So that's one way. Another way is something called signal trading. This is where you don't have to study the markets. Somebody sends you a message and you punch it on your phone and you get into the trade. And if the trade goes in your favor, you make money. There's a guy named Videsh that I know personally in Trinidad, a trusted guy, and he sells signals right now. I think it's $1,000 TT a month. And you'll see on the screen how so far it has been performing. 45% in December, 111% in January. This is monies fully in your control, but you need to keep your eye out for when the signal comes. I don't do signal trading because I don't have time for it. All right. This is another company I know personally that I could recommend called Fortune Masters. They also sell signals if that is something you may be interested in. Then there's robot trading. You may say, Mark, I don't have time for that. You could buy a robot. And I actually bought a robot and tested it out myself. So there's a guy, I trust him as well, G-Stalt FX Solutions. His contact information is there. You could screenshot it. And he sells different robots that gives you different ROIs. Again, there's no guarantee. All right. And these bots, even if they are automatic, they require monitoring. They need a human intervention. So I stopped using the bot because I didn't want to be watching my phone all the time. The most popular one is copy trading. This is 100% hands-free, and this is what most people look for. You can get copy trading in the crypto space with a company called DAO1. I have not tested them as yet, but so far they've been doing 5% a month. There's also another company doing crypto auto trading called U Trading, and they're doing roughly 10 to 20% a month so far. I am getting ready to test this myself. And these on the screen are three copy tradings that I am involved in. The one on the left with FM since the 12th of January 2025. I started with 300 and it's now 343, right? And last week I got about 0.5% in 1 week, which is really good. The bank's giving 3% for the year, right? In the middle there, you see Xfusion. I'm really loving it. I'm averaging 10% a month with Xfusion. And on the right, that's another copy trader I recently started to test out. You know, I'm testing them out so that the community, I could learn for myself and I could be transparent with you guys. Last but not least, you can earn cryptocurrency. You might say, Mark, I don't have money to invest in crypto. You can earn cryptocurrency if you could sell. Roger Moore spoke about selling. If you know how to market products and services, companies will pay you in crypto. So this company called Salarium, they sell digital products, how to build a website, how to build a funnel, how to run courses, different digital tools. And as Roger Moore said, Roger Moore, look at this because we are in the AI age and in the digital space, and every entrepreneur needs marketing tools. If you market these marketing tools for this company, they will pay you in cryptocurrency. And I've already tested them out and I have gotten paid as well. So what is next? It's a lot of information tonight. It may be a lot for you to digest. The purpose of this is just strictly awareness. So what I would recommend, usually people will pay a lot of money to attend our course. But what I'll do for Roger Moore's group tonight is, and when they pay for the course, they get a free one-on-one consultation because they say, Mark, where to start? I'm confused, you know, that kind of thing. I will offer you all a free one-on-one consultation for no more than 1 hour, right? Wouldn't be paid, but you must book it with me before the end of the week. You must book it with me before the end of the week. Contact me on the WhatsApp number I just posted in the Zoom chat there. Just click the link and shoot me a WhatsApp. Let me know you attended and you want to schedule a one-on-one consultation with me. And number 2, I am looking for ways. You know, Jim Rohn said, find a way to serve the many. For service to many leads to greatness. If I have to meet with everybody for 1 hour, there's only so many hours in a day. So I'm putting together a system or community where we come together to help educate and support. It's something like Roger Moore's Cashflow Club, but with crypto and more and more. So we have a book club. We have a lot of plans in place, right? if you're interested in learning more information about how you can join our private community, just click the link I just posted in the chat to complete our Google form, and we will get back to you to get you some more information. So guys, without further ado, I want to close off here. Thank you for your time and your attention. And I don't know if Roger Moore will allow 5 minutes for any questions or comments that people may have, because I know Yuri is right behind me and I like to be on time. So Roger Moore, back to you.
All right. Any questions for Mark Manmohan on cryptocurrency? Well, I have one question.
Yeah.
Bitcoin and real estate. What is the latest with that? So I could actually conduct transactions in real estate in Bitcoin.
That is your choice. So if, let's suppose you have a house, let's keep it simple. I know you're a real Max agent, but let's say you have a personal house and you want to sell it to me, Mark, for Bitcoin, you and I could do that. But that's up to you. And if I sell it,
so the price is property in Bitcoin.
Yeah, so let's suppose you want to sell your house for $1 million TT. Then you look at the price of Bitcoin at that time. And how we will do this, let's say $1 million TT. Let's just say $1 million TT is 200,000 US for argument's sake. You will say, I will take payment in 200 US worth of Bitcoin.
Oh, gotcha.
Think of Bitcoin like gold. I want 200 US worth of gold for my house, whether it's 10 grams or whatever it work out to be. Think about it like that.
So people are actually buying property with Bitcoin in other countries?
I can't say for sure, but I know crypto is more accepted and used in other countries. But to say property, I don't have specific information on that.
Mark, if you don't mind, I'd just like to jump in.
Yeah.
Roger, some of our agents have had buyers who have offered to purchase using cryptocurrency already.
Wow.
So it has come to Trinidad and Tobago.
Wow.
Which one? Bitcoin itself or others?
So I was closing a rental at the start of the year, and the clients from Dubai wanted to pay in USDT. Then I can't remember if it was Kivan, Okan, or Marvin was selling a property, and a client came in with an offer, and they offered to pay in full or part with, I can't remember if it was Bitcoin but people have started to make offers to purchase real estate using cryptocurrency.
Awesome. Awesome.
I look at the ability to travel with it, because we have a couple of trips coming up, Gabby, for Remax and for business and stuff. And if we could, because getting US currency now in Trinidad is so hard.
Yep, that's the next benefit.
And these hotels, they take in 500 US out of their credit card when you reach. And that is the biggest. Imagine I losing 500 US dollars cash, and they'll pay me back that in 2 weeks after I get back home. Like, what the hell? That's my spending money. I hardly have access to US dollars. Whereas if I had access to Bitcoin now, I wouldn't have those issues.
So Roger Moore, if somebody pays you in crypto, you could actually put it on a card that I showed, and when you go to the hotel, you swipe your card. you don't need to convert. Yeah.
So what is the fight down for US dollars for? What is that about?
I don't know why we have a US. I can't comment on. I don't have court close like you as to why there's a US shortage. What I could tell you is there is this cryptocurrency, because the cards, these are prepaid debit cards, the crypto cards, some of them have no limits. So you put crypto on that card and you are not limited. You could have your own credit card as you know in Trinidad and limit it. But that's another session, of course. We have a whole crypto card comparison that Michael Amann does. But you can put your crypto on these cards. Oh, Kish want to see the card. Kish want to see the card again.
I want to see the card again too. What the hell?
Yes, I actually have two cards. But the Red Pay card. Kish, get back to who invited you, and ask them about it to get a card. There are different cards. I just did that to give you all a little whet your appetite a little bit. Yeah. So while I look for the card, any more questions?
For your benefit, I want to say to everyone that the 3-day crypto trading, it was 3 days or 4 days. It was very informative. It went into all of this in great detail. Mark had us download the different apps and try them. Part of the cost for the training included the cost for I actually swapping different currencies. It was very interactive and hands-on. There was a section with an in-depth analysis of all the different cards. Roger and our team, some of our agents have this red dot pay card, some of us have cast. So yeah, going to the course, asking Mark for more information will be beneficial to everyone if you're interested in crypto.
So, Gabi, you saw the ATM machine in Shogunas?
Some of your agents went a field trip to the ATM machine and trade money and swap it onto their apps and stuff like that. Yeah, from the first and second trading that Mark did.
Wait, so I was the only one who went Wow.
Roger Moore, look at this. A lot of people cannot get a credit card in Trinidad and have to use your credit card to go on Netflix. Now they could get a crypto card and use it for Amazon, Netflix, etc.
Serious?
Yeah. Yeah. But
So,
anyway,
so
you give me half an hour.
So you can travel with crypto and pay for airline tickets and pay for flights and everything.
Yes, because a Visa card. They have Visa cards.
So because of Visa card, it could be used everywhere in the world.
Where Visa is accepted.
Wow. So like how soon I can get a card?
Yeah, as soon as you're ready, as Gabi says, some of them already got the card. Just connect with me, connect one of your team members. There's a referral link, and you can get a virtual card or you can get the physical card. I went ahead and got the physical card. I got it in TT Post, and yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more questions? Any more questions for Mark Manmohan? I mean, my mind has been significantly blown here tonight. Any more questions for Mark? All right, Mark, I must admit, yeah, my mind is blown. I really want to follow up and see if I can get my hands on. Well, I have my peoples in this session here, so they're gonna make sure I get that Visa card. I want that Visa card before I travel. I have my first trip is early August to Jamaica, and I don't want any issues with US dollars. Oh my God. Next question. How does this work in comparison to a credit card? Is it as, I mean, let me check my credit card. My credit card is Visa. Okay, this is Visa. Okay, so it doesn't give trouble in some hotels and stuff because sometimes, right. Like, for example, this card gives trouble in some hotels.
Michael Aman, I don't know if you're there to probably answer that, but yes, just like again, because of the time we give, I couldn't go into detail and everything. But some cards will, of course, as with anything else, it's good to probably have different cards. And because it's crypto, it's so easy to move it on your phone. But yeah, when you it's really easy. It's not like you have to call the bank or something like that. So yeah, I see Ian Davidson hand is up. I don't know if you want to take that question or.
Yes. Could you put back up the picture of the cards, if that's okay? You know me, sir, Roger.
I feel I had to post that card picture in the group.
Yeah. Right. Let me just take a quick shot.
Don't shoot us yet.
I have already paid card already.
Oh, so why you want why you want the red pay card picture? You want the
No. I have I have already paid card and I have a Treasury card as well. The one to the top.
Okay, well that's great. So how can I help?
No, it was most educational, right? I learned a lot. And I see that you all had like different Forex trading platforms where you could earn extra cash.
Yeah, but yes. So you could reach out to whoever invited you. You're getting, or even myself. I posted in chat because I know Roger has another session after. I don't think Roger will have, if you have time to go into it, but you could feel free to reach out to me for more information.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Mark, thank you so much for this presentation. It was awesome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, man. Very, very good. Okay. So, guys, next we have Yuri Dixon, right? I'm actually in the room with him right now. Where's Yuri? Where's Yuri? There he is, right. So he's gonna get ready to do his presentation and stuff. Right, yeah, ready. All right, so so this one is on stocks, right? So I'm gonna pay full attention to that as well. Thank you, Stefan Mondesi, for coming. Long time no see, my brother. Right? I am very interested in cryptocurrency because I want to travel and US dollars traveling. That hell I went through in Miami last time I went, I don't think I want to go through that again. You know what it is to go to a hotel and your card don't work? Or you're in a foreign country and you can't get cash? I want to go through that. Okay, so next we have Yuri to talk about stocks. And of late, in the local stock market, there's a new IPO out. I think it's West Indian Traders, right? I'm not sure if it's still available. It's still able to buy, invest in the IPO. But at least now is a good time to hear about it and get some feedback on the local stock market, because the local stock market is a really great way for us entrepreneurs to raise capital. But all entrepreneurs don't know about that, right? So, Yuri Dixon, are you there? Yuri Dixon, are you ready? You have your computer?
No, you can use your phone now.
I use my phone, but you use your laptop. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's how say Zoom on your laptop. Okay, so.
You can.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's gonna use my phone?
Yeah. It's complicated.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, use your phone.
Just do this. Oh, up in this remote now.
Okay, all right.
That's what should have. Okay. That's it.
Oh, hold on. Let me flip the camera.
If it flips over, then awesome, isn't it?
Uh-oh. I think I flipped it. I flipped it. Oh, yes, flip this camera. You know. Put it allow. Oh, I got it. Okay.
That's it.
All right, Yuri's live.
All right. So, guys, I'll keep this quick. It's not about keeping it simple. How to do it? What some of the brokers to look at and what stuff to look for. So, it's always in the papers. So, I bought today's papers here. Guardian Express. You've been seeing it the whole time. This is what it looks like. This is just the analog, if you will, paper version. It's the same information. This is from what happened yesterday. Right? So don't be afraid to look at it and I wonder what that means. You can Google this stuff. Now, go to the whiteboard. So if you're gonna buy stocks, you have to do it through a stockbroker. So unless somebody big names that you're accustomed hearing or easy to find. GMMB.
Are you done?
You're in.
You hear them properly? Hello? Oh, there's somebody who had a meet. Hold on. There's one meet them. Hold on. All right, go ahead. Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right. So again, so you want to buy stocks in local stock market, you have to do trust stock broker. That's how the system set up. You have a banker, you have insurance, same concept. So these are some of the stockbrokers that they out there, and you can find them online, and they have their physical presences. GMMB Group, FCIS, which is owned by First Citizens Bank. This is a subsidiary of First Citizens Bank. It's called First Citizens Investment Services. It used to be CMMB. If you're not an account in CMMB and you forget about it, call them. Your account still there in limbo somewhere. Boss Securities, in Central and West Side. NCB Merchant Bank. You would have saw the thing about West Indian Traders the other day. NCB Merchant Bank is the head broker for that deal, that IPO. So that's the next brokerage you could deal with. First Time Securities, you'll have seen an ad on Facebook. You can check them out. And West Indies stockbrokers. These also be in the same clip. And these are the two questions you're asking them or emailing them. What is the minimum to open an account? And what is your commission? Some of them, they might say the minimum to open an account is $1,000 or $10,000. Some might say as low as 200 or 500. That's good. Remember, we use small manner. And don't worry about this. I have a picture of it. I will WhatsApp it in the group afterwards. So don't worry too much. The next question, what is your commission? So you want 5% or lower. Basically, the less of a cut they take it, the more of your money is going towards the stocks. See, it's not as hard as they make it out. And now, budgeting wise, start small, $100 or $200 every pay, specifically for stocks. Again, if you want to do it. If everybody, there are some people who don't want to do the stocks thing, that is totally cool. But some of y'all, you're interested, that's how you can go about it. I don't have $1,000 here. What you want to do, boy? Just a little $100 every month or every pay. Just put it aside, specifically for this. This is about ownership. So you're not going to get rich right away. You're going to be on the other side of the equation now. So now we get to the fun stuff now. Actual stocks. Massey. Everybody shopping in Massey. Everybody shopping. Massey is all over the place. Right now, based on the different information, yesterday's share was $3.41.
Ooh, that's cheap.
A double is $6. So you see, keep that comparison in mind. With Coke, cigarettes, irons, people smoking cigarettes still, even though they are weed, they're still smoking the cigarettes. $2.74 per share. So that's still, even if it's just $100, that's still good. Again,
Hey, nicotine can destroying the spike protein from the vaccine now, you know. So really people smoking cigarettes though.
In addition to that, now I have not confirmed, but I have heard that within the prison system, cigarettes is like money.
Currency.
So they need the money for that internal currency. So A, you can buy some shares in Whitco because everybody they had to use the cigarettes. Let me see. Angostura, $10.50. All that big talk about white oak, punching, VAT 19, the bitters. I mean, the list Campari rum, all that is Angostura. $2 is $12. So $10.50 here. You see the comparison there. Point Lisa's development, $7. So you have 2 ports in Trinidad, one in Port of Spain, and then the other one is in Point Lisa.
Oh, that's Flip Deco.
Yes,
Flip Deco.
So now you could own a piece of, for those of you who are around it and you see they have another activity. Let me see what it's like. Let me get a piece of the action. Own a piece of it. So it's just food for thought that, you know, what's your options. Now, the last one, Agostini. Now, Prestige Holdings. So they had a little thing going on. Prestige Holdings own KFC, Subway, Starbucks, Pizza Hut, and TGIF. There was a deal in the papers. Agostini basically took over or bought out Prestige. So now you have to buy Agostini shares. Now already price is kind of high, $59.50. I just checked. That is basically the price of a foot-long Subway. So again, comparison with Subway and watch the people. Remember, people still gonna buy KFC. They still gonna buy Subway. Oh, I'm dancing today. Yeah, let me get a chicken teriyaki. Whatever. They're still gonna buy Starbucks. They're still gonna buy KFC. So just food for thought, right? So that is how simple it is. And then, okay, there's some fun homework now. In the movies, so you know you have your superheroes. Well, you have rich superheroes. Batman. Batman has majority shares in Wayne Enterprises. So watch Batman Begins. When he was filming with the legal assassins, the other board members had to run the company. And then when he tried to take it back now, he had a sort of that. And that's where you get on the black guy, Morgan Freeman, to take over the company in the end.
Yeah.
Right, so watch over that. The first Iron Man movie, remember after he get kidnapped Tony Stark Industries. Their business is weapons. And he's the majority owner.
Yeah.
But the guy wanted to take over the company because he had a change out after the whole kidnapping thing. Now. And then Spider-Man 1, this is the one with the Green Goblin.
Oh, he was rich.
Norman Osborn, he owned Oscorp.
Yep.
But what happened, the other board members say, hey, we making our thing, we vetoing the CEO of the company. This can happen, even though you are the CEO.
Yep.
The other board members could take you out. And he's like, you can't do this to me. So after he take the serum, he kill him.
That actually almost happened to me at one time.
So now you can watch over these movies and watch the boardroom, but like, oh, that is what's going on there.
That's why I have no board members right now. One of them actually trying to get rid of me. It's like, what kind of Hollywood thing is that?
So a lot of this stuff you see in the brands, Google the companies, because they either have shares public or private. So everything is basically shares now. Now, one more thing, and then we can just do any kind of questions. Now, everybody will use AI, but I recommend for this one, Wikipedia. So you see that? Right. So when you put in the company, Wikipedia, you come on the side. Wikipedia has a nice breakdown. That makes it very easy. So I put in Amazon. And now I'm scrolling down. Amazon will have the breakdown here of all the blue means they have a lot of more information when they click on those links. So Amazon will give you that breakdown. The AI, when you Google on AI, it won't give you this nice clean cut breakdown now. Now the cool thing when they come onto this part, subsidiaries. You click on less or show, and Amazon has all these other subdivisions. So this is what's happening. It's companies owning companies.
They want Blink too? Oh, they want to Blink?
Yeah, they want all kind of shit. For those of you who watch the series The Boys, Amazon Prime.
Amazon owns Zappos?
It's all kind of stuff.
They want Twitch Interactive.
Yeah, so who do streaming? You taking that? Hey, we own that too, and they own Whole Foods.
Way!
Whole Foods is like, imagine Marcy is just vegetables.
Oh my God.
So this is the world you're in. Everything.
Amazon Pharmacy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Guess what? You know all those guns in here, man? All those guns have manufacturers.
Amazon guns?
No, not Amazon, but it's in general. No.
Yeah.
So gun manufacturers, public stocks.
Ooh.
They have a bunch of companies, gun manufacturers.
And they make plenty money.
Yeah, so war
is very profitable.
War is profitable.
Yep.
All those uniforms, all the boots, the different guns from semi-automatic to 9mm. So they make it a killing and a killing.
Yeah.
It's messed up.
And they get to know the urea and the ammonia from Trinidad and Tobago is actually used in missiles and bombs, not just fertilizer. But we're not supposed to tell all of that. Sorry.
When I watch the movies, they always spend a bunch of fertilizer. Is to make
bombs. Yeah. They don't know Trinidad and Tobago is in the defense industry. We're not just supplying United States material for fertilizer for the agriculture sector, but those bombs that blown up Iran, guess where the raw material comes from? Whoa!
Watch Lord of War for that film.
Yep. Lord of War is like is a story about a salesman from the weapons industry. Yeah. He is just like me. He's a hardcore salesman. Nicolas Cage. The only role he did well in, besides Face Off.
So Q&A now. Anybody want to answer any questions?
Okay, so questions for Yuri, people. Questions for Yuri.
You can ask the same questions over. It's no problem.
I have one question. There's a new IPO out in the local stock market. Tell us a bit about that new IPO.
Yes, so the company is West Indies. Right. So West Indian Traders.
Ooh.
So the broker now the IPO, the deadline was the 1st of that was Friday.
Oh, the deadline gone.
So now it's supposed to come on the Paris Stock Exchange in due time. So in the meantime,
the deadline was extended until the 22nd of June, so it's still $2 a stock. I'm actually looking at the ad here, Yuri, and the minimum amount you're allowed to buy is 50.
Good. So 50 times 2, that's $100. Same thing we're talking about, $100 for to put aside for stocks. So you can buy, and you have to deal with NCB merchants now. So they are the lead brokerage for things, but you can still check out other brokers. Oh,
this is the brokerage for this IPO.
Yeah. So it's a form exclusive.
Yeah.
They have like the priority if you want.
So what's the name of the company that would have this IPO?
Right. West Indian Traders Limited.
This is the company, West Indian Traders. What they trade in West Indies?
So apparently their business is with wholesale grocery goods. So they deliver a lot of the goods to the grocery and
okay. So like distributors.
Yes, wholesale distributors.
Wholesale distributors.
One of the brands was Nestle. So all that sufficient stuff they deliver. So you know how you see price when you see a bunch of trucks, the off-roading goods. There is some of this stuff that a lot of people do it. Say then we go in Massey. They're like, oh, where about my almond milk or whatever from thing, and the truck can bring they has delivered that stuff here. So you see that pipeline. So imagine now you own Pointless, you own some shares in Flip Deco because they come through there. So then it comes in the country, import, then you have to do the distribution, and then so now you're owning, you see the pipeline, the flow. And this is what you do. You're on the ownership side. This is what rich people do it. You're just moving around and now you're not gonna get rich overnight. This is about playing on the other side of the equation. You know how to pay. Now you need to be like, okay, I know how to own piece of the action now. And that's what it's about. Like, okay, I know how the game moves.
You know what we should do? And this is a real good idea. We should actually go down to the stock market, the stock exchange in Port of Spain, and get some video footage and pictures and stuff for educational purposes. And show you guys, how much fun it is to add down at the local stock exchange.
If they will allow it.
If they will allow it, yeah, of course. We have to talk to the CEO and all kind of thing.
Again, you don't need any bunch of qualifications. Just basic maths and English.
So high. So what's the problem traders right now?
Still $2.
So $2 a share.
You ask them, so that's next week, next week or 2 months from now. So you still have that $2 a share. Contact NCB merchants or whoever you're dealing with and see if, hey, I want to buy some shares in
this. Is this broker share?
Yeah.
They have a contact number?
Yes.
I just want to say as a side, just like this Solis IPO, you may be, if you are already registered at a stock brokerage, you may be able to buy it through your stock brokerage, but this would be the main brokers for that IPO.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, NCB is the main one. So like Remax has the top priority, but you can still deal with other real estate companies for the property.
So the number there is 622-4234.
Yeah.
And this is NCB
Merchant Bank. And they are located on Marvel Road.
Oh, close to TTT. Oh,
exactly. So you see a lot of them in the west side.
Oh, this brand does look a little familiar. That's a tall building on the side. I remember that building. Close to 51 degrees. Yeah, so that building.
Again, both security should be somewhere around there. GMM should be somewhere around there. So again, your options are there. And you're just going the same way you go shopping for clothes, Rattans, or whatever you can for a deal. Okay, I want to check out the different stock brokers. Hey, how much to open an account? Where's all the sales? Where's your commission you're taking? And you just get your prices. And then like, okay, I'll check on it back or email them. And then, okay, let me buy some shares in Massey. I see people in Massey. So next time, just sit down in the park and just watch the people. I'm going to come over the bags. Cha-ching. Cha-ching. Sit down with the KFC. I want the KFC. Cha-ching.
Every time you eat a piece of chicken, there's money in your pocket.
With my 2 finger vanilla palm spice over. Cha-ching. Chicken teriyaki Subway boy. Cha-ching. Cigarettes. Cha-ching.
Angostura, make Angostura rich.
So you see the other side.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
So what's the most expensive shares in this group right now?
Right now, it's Agostini because, but they own, again, the price.
So the price went up recently, or is it
no,
the
same? That was the price for them
before the acquisitions.
Yeah, so that is the price.
They pay probably plenty money for that.
Yeah. So again,
they buy the whole of Prestige Holdings.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, what they will do, they will make sure that the control. Remember now, shares now is a control thing. Remember, the rich not stupid with this. They're giving you all, let's say Roger has 60%, he will let go 40% to the public. So he will be in control. This is how it is. Remember the movies I was talking about? Majority control.
Yeah.
So you're being strategic with it. The 40% is to raise capital. Now, the same IP we're talking about is 5 million shares they have to raise capital. Remember, they have more shares they keep in close to them in private. So that 5 million at $2 a share, that's 10 million they're trying to raise. That is not, and people will buy. So there's the goal. You're raising capital. You never get that. How I just talked about selling equity in the company.
Yeah.
Right. I'm selling equity, and that will be for public. So you get that money, you invest.
Or not much percentage they offered the public to buy.
But that is what I will most likely bet it's on the low side.
Like a 10-20%.
10-20%, and they keep the majority for
themselves.
Members. Now, when you're buying, again, as you're watching different movies, like you realize when people you hear about majority control or major shareholder. the guy owns 10% or 20%. So now let's say Roger, I, and 2 other people, 3 of us own 25%, 25% each, so 25%, that's 100%. Let's say 3 of us band together. The other person, Roger and I, we say, hey, let me take the company in a different direction. We can do that because we own 70% together as a group. We're like, hey, we change the direction of the company, we're going to call it Remarks Cashflow. we are do sales, and we can do that. These are part of the strategic things that you hear about. You have like an executive meeting, there's the kind of stuff they'll do. And again, a lot of backstabbing because it's power and money. These people, again, you're watching
Sharks.
They'll literally kill if they have to. Some people do that.
They do that actually.
So when you watch the CEO, there is like, ask yourself, okay, who's taking over now? And when the company, the company is going, it's like, oh, this thing.
Yep.
Sorry,
any questions? That's brother. Any questions for Yuri?
I have a question. I have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Yuri, Mark here, boy. I love how you present. I love how you keep it real. You keep it simple. I really appreciate it, Yuri. I have some NCBJ shares a few years now. I get a small check every so often just to let you guys know. Yuri, just two questions, probably for the benefit of others, including myself. It may seem simple to you, but 2 questions. 1, what is the benefit of buying shares? And 2, what is the difference between stocks and shares?
Okay, so sometimes the first one, the benefit is ownership. You get ownership. Now the other side benefits now, yes, you will get some dividends from whatever from how many of the shares you own. Some companies pay out different than others. So like how in the local stock exchange, you will have Grace Kennedy and GMMB.
Right.
Those are Jamaican companies. So if you buy shares, the dividends is actually in Jamaican. So when you get the check now, the check will be like for 5 Jamaican. But the client would cost more. So it won't be worth it much now. You have to buy a lot more versus some of the other companies. So the other companies is local. So but again, ownership and bit by bit over time, if you keep buying now, it starts to add up. Like, hey, I'm going to some of these shares. Remember Cashflow 202? You have shares and you can also now there's an asset. I think some of them you could put like a beneficiary in case anything happen. Hey, my son, my daughter, whoever, they will think and just let them know, hey, or they go in and claim shares and the ownership will now pass to them.
And Gabby says Grace Kennedy just paying US dollars.
But bam, but look, so they're changing up there. So
wow.
And then the second one, Mark, what was the second one again? Oh, stocks and shares. Now, sometimes they interchange. Now, the stocks now is more for the public company, so you have more control. The shares, what is a little tricky. I
think stocks is like the publicly available one, and shares is like private. I think I'm not 100% sure.
Sometimes it's interchange.
So we had to ask AI Mark to verify.
Sometimes it's interchange. Sometimes it's one the same, but then sometimes
I interchange it all the time as well, so I can't tell the difference.
Okay,
but just like control. The only going for one is, I guess, more control if you will.
Yeah.
It's all about control and ownership.
Any more questions for Yuri concerning stocks?
Yeah, Yuri, Marvin, boy.
Hey,
Yuri. I have a question. So this is coming from a person who knows nothing about stocks or shares, right? So let's say I have 500 shares in West Indian Traders.
Right.
How would I be able to determine how much money I'll be getting? First thing is on a monthly basis you get paid, and the second thing is how would you be able to calculate it? Because next thing a company is shopping you and not paying you what you're due. So how can you determine it?
Determine what you get paid, like dividends.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So every year, each company, they legally have to release the annual report. So what happened instead of now, everything's all digital now. So when they go on this site, they will produce the annual report in PDF form or whatever. Now, what you're looking at is the first 2 pages, the CEO's letter and the
executive summary.
Yeah, it's 2 of them. It's the president and the chairman of the board. They'll have the 2 things. They will let you know what they're doing. So they'll say dividends will be paid out at 20 cents per share or 50 cents per share or $1 per share, whatever. Sometimes now they can't do this. They might say, we are not paying out the shares. We are reinvested in the company. This is normal. Remember, you have 500 shares. That means you still own 500 shares in the company now. So you still have your ownership. You can sell out whenever you want to, but right now it's still there. Now they normally pay out every, I think, quarter, generally. So let's say it's 20%, 20 cents, sorry. So 500 times 20, what's that?
It just says stocks is a general term for owning a portion of a company, whereas a share is a specific single unit of that ownership.
Okay, right. So the 500, let's say 20 cents is the dividends per share. So 500 times 20 cents is $100 every quarter. So every quarter, you'll get either a check or if they send it to the account, $100. Like, wait, what is $100?
So every quarter, every 3 months.
Yeah, every 3 months.
So you get paid every 3 months there, Marvin.
But check the last year, they should have like what the chairman or the board member say now, like, and they would use fancy terms. So like same thing in politics, we had a challenging thing, or the thing of we had an overvaluation of the thing, and this is all just fancy bullshit.
Because it's a sales document.
It's just fancy term for like, okay, we didn't make enough money.
Yeah.
The underperformance of the fund is thing.
Yeah.
Okay, it didn't perform.
We make as much money as before.
It was overvalued. And yeah, we pay too much. So you're catching the punch stuff. Just like, okay, right.
It's okay. It's a sales document, so sometimes it's not they lie, but sometimes they don't tell you the full picture.
Remember, stuff classified, but we don't want to go and sell this.
Yeah. They want you to invest. They want you to invest, so they will give you good news, even if it's bad news.
Want to keep the holders appeased. Okay, think.
Yeah, I seen a question here from what is loading.
Ask away. It doesn't matter where you come from. What is your background?
How does DK pay you the USD? Is it in the check or do they deposit in the account? Local difficult to open a USD account. How do you deposit the USD if you opt to receive the cash instead of drip it back in?
Yeah,
So, Roger, is it okay if I jump back to Marvin's question and then come to this question too? Marvin, once somebody is trading in the stock exchange publicly, all that information is open to the public. So what I like to do every day, or at least once a week, I like to go into the Trinidad and Tobago Stock Exchange, and I like to look for the different stocks that I invested in. So I've invested in some Massey, I invested in the last IPO, which was Solace, right? So I go in, and when you go into that app, Yuri would have showed us it at Cashflow before. I look for my stock, and you have options. You can see the charts, you can see the corporate action, you can see the history, comparison, newsroom. Every time a company is about to pay stocks, and I'll tell you this from my experience with Massey and Solace, they send you an email that they've declared stocks, and they tell you how much, they declare dividends, and they tell you how much dividends they're going to pay you per stock. I can tell you last year, Massey paid dividends 5 times. They normally pay 4 times. When I first bought from them, they were paying 4 times for the year. But last year, they did so well that they gave an additional payment in December, right? But they will email it to you. If they don't email it to you, you're going to see it on the TNT Stock Exchange. Just look for the stock, and you'll see how the stock price is moving in the market, and you'll see everything. If they change a director, everything, it has to be there. It has to be placed out there in the public, right? Now, when you sign up, you have options. You have where you could purchase the stock and it could stay in the account. But I signed up for my stock brokerage to be FCIS. And with FCIS, they encourage you to link your stock brokerage account to your bank account. So sometimes my dividends is paid out and I miss the news, and I see this deposit in my bank account from Massey. Yeah, or I see this deposit in my bank account from Solace, and I go back into TTSC to see where this money comes from. Yeah. So it's nothing that they keep from you. It's out there in the public for everybody to see. So with the question about the JK, I did not bother to invest in Grace Kennedy, because yes, it could be linked just like with Massey. It could be linked straight to your bank account, or you could keep it in your stock brokerage account. But because the banks I work with, they have hefty fees for the deposit of US, because of the amount I want to deposit, all my dividends would have gone into fees, so I didn't bother to invest in Grace Kennedy.
So that is one of the reasons to the kind of downside, depending on the amount of shares you buy in some of these companies. So this is where you want to find out. If you can find out beforehand, you can know like, okay, if I buy over a certain amount, I know it's worth clearing the the fees or whatever for it now. So is that kind of thing for some companies. But again, about ownership. I want to piece of the pie, I want to participate on the other side. Let me see what it's like. And then they'll let you know when they have their annual general returns. It'll be at some hotel or whatever in the boardroom, and you can just go network and talk to other people.
All right.
Sorry, January. I saw somebody else ask a question. How do you eventually get it out then? So it's the same thing. If you leave it in your stock brokerage account, when you're ready to get it out, there's a form you fill out, like the same form I filled out so that the stocks my dividends will come straight into my bank account. There's a form that you can fill out where they can transfer the funds for you straight in your bank account if you leave it to build up in your brokerage account, right? I know long ago they used to send checks. In fact, when Megan Wong Sang encouraged me to get involved in investing in IPOs, she was like, "Girl, I feel so excited receiving a check in my mailbox." But by the time I went to sign up, they were already offering direct deposit. So I was like, okay, deposited straight into my bank account. Yeah.
Yes, I see that it changes along the way. So they went from check to now, again, part of the digital transformation. So that's why you want to be learning, okay, where's the next change? Same thing with the crypto, you just want to know, okay, how do I use it? That's what it's about. Now, don't think about the gain rich part, how to use it. And then like, okay, treat it the same way, like, okay, I know how to send money to SB, Scotia, Republic Bank, etc. That sort of thing. Oh, well.
I see one more question here.
Sure, ask away.
Is the fee that the bank charges a wire transfer fee? If you take it out, do they charge you a fee, like a wire transfer fee?
Hi. So when my dividends is transferred into my account, generally I don't see any fees deducted from me. So it will depend on whatever bank you work with, right? I have my US account with RBC, and they have a thing. They charge me a $12 US transfer fee for US. So if you have a US account with another bank, they may have different fees for that. Yeah. And even though we're in Trinidad and Tobago, some persons have US bank accounts that they could get their payments in. I know there was once a solution bank that was down here encouraging people to open banks with US accounts with them. So it all depends on the bank you choose to open your US account in, or you're able to use your get a US account in, whatever fees they have.
Nice. Thank you, Gabby. All right.
One last thing, I'll just show you the
Right.
site.
One last time before we
the last time.
Last.
All right, so Google TTSEC, and you will see Toronto Stock Exchange.
TTSE.
Yeah, TTSE, sorry. So now, right, so this is what this type will look like. So you can first analog, this is digital. This is something like the pop-ups up, just exit now, just second. Come on. Okay, good. Right. So you're clicking on media market data indices. Yes, click to proceed. This is all part of it. There's all that security stuff that's happening. Let's get a few seconds. You just want to see, right?
Market and sector indices.
So now we're scrolling down to this part, composition. Right, composition. Right, composition. So now all the stuff you see in the table form again here. So the green means the price went up by some change. This the dots means no changes, and red means it went up by a few cents. Again, the local stock market moves slow. So don't worry about, oh, it jumped to 20, it jumped up by $20, or it went up by, that doesn't happen. The foreign stocks, that is their thing. Local is much slower. So you're buying ready for dividends and ownership. Right, so same thing, right? So look, now see here, $3.42. Opening tab again. So you go over here. Come on, baby. Now I'm clicking charts and I'm clicking all. So this is from however long it's.
Wait, what I dropped there?
So 2000.
That's when they expanded, or?
Yeah, they had released more shares. Remember,
Oh yeah.
Stock split.
Yes.
So they had bring down more shares. So now we can go back by 1 year.
Wait. Yuri, could you do me a favor, please? Could you click on corporate action for us to show Marvin what I was explaining to him? Click on corporate action. Right there, by charts, corporate action. Right. So you're seeing that they're showing you all the dividends paid out. And if you look at 2025, you're seeing that they paid out dividends 5 times. Each time they paid out dividends, it was the same amount.
So 0.035%. So let's say you had same 500 shares example. 500 times 0.0354 gives us $17. Even though it's not much, the fact that you got money coming in is a kind of cool thing now. It's like, hey, okay.
Right.
So
no, Yuri, do it further. They paid that out 5 times last year. So how much in total you would have gotten?
That's $88.50.
So what would have been the return on investment?
Oh, okay, so $88 divided by, it was 500 shares. Let's assume he bought it at $2 a share. So guys, $88. This is divided by $1,000. He got, this one is lower, 8.9%, 8.85%. But again, it's not, it was just a few shares he bought. Again, you're not going to get rich overnight about this, but it's just gradually, hey, I own a piece of the other side. I started buying from Marcy, now I own a piece of Marcy. So whatever you're using, I recommend you all buy a piece. So if you like to drink, buy at least a couple shares in Agostino. You like to drink Starbucks, nothing wrong with that. Buy a couple shares in Agostino. As I say, the price for Agostino right now is on Subway, some foot on Subway.
Right. Yuri, I just want to add to what you're saying, because the 8%, so it would have actually been 4% if someone bought 4.425 if somebody bought it at the $4 it was selling for at the time, right? But if you compare it to the returns you're getting from the bank, you're not getting 4% from the bank, and that's 4% in your first year.
Yeah. Bank is not for making money.
Yeah.
Bank is just to park your money and then you have to move it. But again, we do know this. Remember, they hit us as a scam right through now. It's like, you trust us, come to us. Go to unit trust, go to take, you get 1% of it. Now, what they're doing behind the scenes is they're taking all their money. They invested in something behind the scenes.
Buying real estate from us.
What all kind of thing. And then now they make their profit double digits, and then they pay you the small little petty
crumbs.
Exactly. And then that's how the market perform. And then sometimes they would screw you over. Well, you know, the market didn't perform as it did. This time they make a whole Panama better outside of the market. And it's the same scam
over and over.
From us, your parents, your grandparents. Think about this. There are 5 generations. Baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, aka Generation Y, Gen Z, Gen Alpha. Gen Alpha is the teenagers. Gen Beta is the babies being born now. You have 4 people of literally all 5 generations living right now. Let us sink in. 5 generations of 4 people walking around right now. And that is not by accident. So, you know, let us sink in like, okay, the middle class not middle anymore. I think some of y'all, I think we live long enough to say, okay, yeah, things ain't really working out. Papers is $4. I remember when it was $1. You know, so like, go with something old.
All right. I think they have, yeah. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are literally out of time. All right. So, I want to say thank you so much for everyone that came out today. This is a very successful session, right? We learned a lot with cryptocurrency and with stocks and stuff. I see some questions on the bottom here, but Gabby and Yuri could get back to you, and you all can stay in touch with and stuff.
Sure.
Just remember, guys, this Sunday we have cash flow. I'm gonna show you the cash flow gains right here, right? So we will be on cash flow on Sunday. This is the room we're at. We're doing about 2 to 4 boards this coming Sunday to practice stocks, real estate, and business and that kind of thing. And then next week Thursday we'll be having another session of this. Probably more focus on business and real estate, right? We'll keep on mixing it and stuff because, you know, we deal with multiple asset classes, business, real estate, paper assets, right? Business is my personal favorite, real estate is my moneymaker, and stocks is something I have to learn. Cryptocurrency is something I want to get into, especially because I have to travel and that kind of thing. I'm looking at that alternative. All right, so guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. It was fun, I had a ball, learned a lot, right? We'll keep it coming. Make sure to tell your friends and family about Cashflow on Sunday because we're looking to bring in more people and top performers. Of course, we want to hire them at Remax and pay them high commission so that they'll have enough money to invest in real estate. That is the whole purpose of doing Remax, guys. You know, is so that you guys can have the kind of money from the high commission split to buy real estate. And we give you all the information you need to invest in real estate, to invest in stocks, to invest in crypto, to build businesses. You want multiple sources of income. And we, of course, teach you how to sell. And we teach you some tricks with sales as well. Like yesterday, I taught some people how to do server method so that they could, you know, generate more luck and have more synchronicity in their life. And basically, every call you make is money, right? That's where some reach, right? So thank you for tuning in, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we shall stay in touch. Take care, everyone.